Hello there guys, welcome to Dino's Vault. Surprise, surprise, what I have with me is the 2023 KTM 390 Adventure V, the low seat height model that all of you have been asking for and hoping for, and finally KTM have delivered two surprise launches back to back. One was the affordable variant, the Adventure X, and this is the low seat height variant, just to propel the sales a little bit, just to add a little bit value proposition, just to attract a little more customers who are refraining from approaching the Adventure 390 just because it felt a little too intimidating for them because of the increased seat height of 855 mm. So we'll have a look at this, how much they have lowered the seat height and what does that mean to you and me. We're going to find out today. So having a look at this, so this is the 2023 KTM 390 Adventure V model. Now there's no mention of the alphabet V here. So what does that stand for? Well, we don't know, but this is the low seat height variant, which means the seat height is lowered considerably from the standard seat height. You know that I use a 390 Adventure 2023 model as a daily driver. I've been exploring places and using it as a means of therapy for me whenever I feel a little lost and left out. And it's a beautiful machine, like in and of itself. It gives you everything that you come hoping for from an adventure motorcycle, and at this price point, this kind of a chassis derived from their Dakar machine, championship winning Dakar machine, and the equipment like the WP Apex suspension and the brakes and the electronic aids on board make it an unbeatable value proposition. So what does this new model have on offer? This is priced at around 3.38 lakhs is what I feel, and it's a beautiful morning here in Hyderabad, and the color remains more or less the same as what they've been launched for the 2023 colorways. You also have the Galvano black that I personally own. They have a little bit of white here. Now most important things, firstly is the lowered seat height. डिनो भाई आप बोलिए कि कितना सीट हाइट कम हुआ है एंड उसकी वजह से हमें फ़ायदा है या नहीं. तो earlier seat height was 855 mm. Now as per the site, this has come down to 830 mm. So that brings it down considerably by 25 mm. But the folks at the showroom claim it is close to 21 to 24 mm. So we don't know, but as per the site, as per the official specs listed on the site, it says around 830 mm, which is decent enough, which is on par with the KTM Duke 390. Now whether this will be enough to convince people to go for this, or whether an 800 mm seat height would have been better, I don't know. You have to comment below and let me know. Apart from that, everything else remains the same. Now be it the power, the specs, the torque, the electronic aids, everything remains the same. So you can have a look. You have the LED lighting, you have LED turn indicators, the massive 320 mm disc up front, WP Apex suspension. And now the important point, how did they arrive at this? Did they have to sacrifice the suspension travel? Did they have to sacrifice the ground clearance? Well, ground clearance remains the same at 200 mm, so that's a good thing. And secondly, the front suspension travel remains the same, and you get the same WP Apex USD forks. Now when you look at the rear suspension, that is where the magic happens. So the change is this one, the suspension stroke has been decreased marginally when compared to the original variant. So this one is lowered to arrive at this seat height. So does that make a difference when you're riding the machine? Well, let me be upfront with you. I've been riding it since yesterday, and I've been riding it on tarmac and dirt. Now in terms of refinement, I feel my bike is a little more refined than this. Now why is it that? I don't know. You still feel a little bit of buzz on the handlebar. Now this one doesn't have the bar end magnets. Now this is arrived very maybe couple of days back, straight out of the truck, and in transit. The problem is they have damaged the ABS sensor, so the aids are not working. None of the aids work when the ABS sensor is the thing. Even the speedo doesn't work. Now this is not completely done, like the PDI is not done. You can see the handguards are not fitted, so I've just taken it just to give you a first ride impression. Now a little bit of buzz is felt. Now I can attribute that to lack of the bar end weights, because my bike has that. A little bit of vibrations felt on the seat, a little bit of vibrations felt on the foot pegs. Apart from that, everything remains the same. The bike responds well, and off-road also it feels pretty confident to thrash it around. You have the same Metzeler Tourance tires here. Now when you look at the affordable X variant, you don't get Metzeler Tourance, you get MRF tires. So that's a significant change that kind of affects the overall handling of the bike. The Tourance tires are a major plus for this chassis and for this bike in and of itself, that amplifies the overall performance of the bike and takes it to a different level altogether. तो इसके अलावा सब कुछ वही है यार. Like when you sit on the bike, does it feel like a night and day difference? देखो यार, honestly, I keep saying this, and Bulu also has mentioned several times in his vlogs that अपने height से और गाड़ी का ride height या seat height से कोई लेना देना नहीं. Like it's all in the mind कि if you feel intimidated, you will be intimidated. No matter what you think, it's all in the mind. If you are confident that you can control the machine, if you are confident that you can handle the machine, you will be able to handle. Now I've ridden heavier machines. I've ridden the Tiger 1200, which is far more heavier, and I've ridden it with panniers on in the XBHP ride. So if you are not confident, if you are a little in two minds कि मेरे से नहीं होगा, then you won't be able to do it. But I rode the Tiger 1200 for quite a long distance. I think from Kolkata to Balasore, I had ridden the Tiger 1200, and from Balasore I had taken up the Busa. So and similarly I have ridden the 1250 GS and the GSA as well, which is, and the 1200 GSA as well. So these are heavy bulky machines. So initially you do feel intimidated, but once you start riding the bike, the chassis orientation is so damn good that it gives you a lot of confidence to play around with it. I've done the GS experience on the GS machines. So इसमें क्या है, like अगर आप सोचोगे कि भाई मेरे से नहीं होगा, then you won't be able to overcome. But if you think that yes, I have the skill, it's all about foot pegs. See, the more you balance, I wish I had another guy to help me out with this video, but foot pegs, like off-roading is all about controlling the bike with your feet. You put pressure on the foot peg, it leans to the right. You put pressure on the left foot peg, it leans to the left. That is how you steer the bike. You hold the grip the bike with your knees, such that you have control of the bike, and half of the work is done with your legs, with your feet. That's how off-roading works. And also we keep emphasizing on dirt, on tarmac, that most of the times you have to use the front brake. Well, in terms of off-roading, it is the other way around. You have to always use the rear brake. Now isme what about the power figures? Well, the power figures are the same. You have the same tried and tested 373cc single cylinder fuel injected BS6 compliant motor, then puts out 43.5 PS and around 37 Newton meters of torque, and 6-speed gearbox. The gear ratios are also the same. First 3 gears are slightly shorter, the next 3 gears are slightly taller, and you can see, because the ABS sensor is damaged, it will show that ABS failure, MTC failure, means traction control failure. So next time around, once the PDI and everything is done, maybe I'll pick it up once the sensor is replaced. Once the ABS sensor is replaced, they've already placed an order. I'll try and bring it out one more time and show you the high speed stability and all. But yeah, today also I'll ride it and give you a ride impression. Bas yahi hai yaar. So nothing changes, and I would say it is better because the price remains the same for both the models. The 855mm seat height and ये वाला दोनों का price same है, 3.38 lakhs ex showroom है, and the X model is significantly cheaper at 2.8 lakhs, I think so. You can watch that video as well. So I would suggest, मेरे लिए 855mm seat height is the best model, that was tried and tested, and that was the initial model, the successful model. They fine-tuned it to the max for the year 2023. Refinement is better, and the engine snapping, like sometimes engine stalling, like when you're in lower RPMs, the low RPM assist, I don't know whether they've done that or not, but it doesn't stall in lower RPMs. The first gen model used to stall, but I think that is also fixed with their software updates. But now, as of now, the electronic aids, the quick shifter, up and down quick shifter, traction control, ABS, switchable ABS, everything makes it an absolute stellar value for money proposition for those who would like to tour. It can take on anything. Like if you see my Ladakh series, you can see that we've overcome anything and everything that came in our way. And when it conquered Ladakh and such challenging terrains, like for day-to-day touring or weekend touring or weekend rides, this is more than sufficient. So abhi ke liye, this is the information. Lowered seat height around 830 mm is lowered, around 20 plus mm has been decreased to make you feel comfortable. So aap boliye ki aapko, whether you prefer the lowered seat height or you want a taller seat height, because it has been lowered without compromising on the ground clearance. Now whether it has compromised the overall handling of the bike, abhi chala ke apan batayenge, but I feel there is not much of a difference, but the 855 mm model feels complete. It's the original. It feels it is built to take on anything. So I would still suggest you go with the 855 mm seat height. It's just a matter of time before you get used to it. ठीक है, अभी enough of this. Let's ride the bike and let's see what kind of ride handling characteristics this lowered seat height model has on offer. Okay guys, so here we are. Now it's time to ride the bike. Now please note the speedo will not work because the ABS sensor is broken. Don't think that this is a display vehicle or anything. You can go and check at Varun KTM Banjar Isles. This is a good demo bike that you'll get for test rides. I already placed an order for the replacement of the ABS sensor. So once it's there, it will be updated and maybe then I'll do a separate video. So that cleared. Let's ride. Even the quick shifter will not work, none of the electronics will work, but as you can see, it is very stable, riding through the tarmac, great handling, great direction changes. So that's the forte of the bike. It's a do-it-all machine for you. Nice wide handlebar. For a moment you feel like you're riding a supermoto machine. That's how capable this machine is. Enjoyable this machine is when you're pelting it. Chunky mid-range. So we go in here for a little bit of dirt patch. So even on the dirt, it feels pretty much comfortable, just like the other model. There's no sort of uncertainty or anything. You can see you can just go in, go out anywhere. It just gets you out of it with ease. Just go riding into the bushes, nothing's gonna happen, because this is very well capable chassis to get you in and out of anywhere. So that is the thing you need to understand, that this is indeed a super capable chassis. Gravel, rocks, dirt, you just glide over it effortlessly. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I think we'll stop right here, and hope you enjoyed this quick fire first ride impression of me riding the Adventure 390V. So thanks for watching. Nothing changes, everything is well capable and well sorted and well rounded off. So which one would you prefer? This one or the taller seat height variant, feel free to comment below. Let me know. I'll catch you guys in the next video. It's a beautiful, bright and shiny, bright and sunny day here in Hyderabad. Catch you guys in the next video. Until then, take care. God bless and ride safe.